Hello everyone. As you can see on the whiteboard, today we are going to begin with the new chapter, that is chapter number 8 of your textbook, and the heading of the chapter is D and F block elements. Clear? As you are all aware about the modern periodic table, in that, if you remember, the middle portion of the periodic table is occupied by D block elements, and there are two series of elements which are placed separately below the periodic table, and they are known as F block elements. Now here this D and F block, why are they called so? That also you have studied in your 11th class, that when in any atom the last electron is present in s orbital, then that element is called s block element. So in the periodic table, first and second group elements, that is alkali metals and alkaline earth metal elements, they are called s block elements. Clear? Then group number 13 to 18 means total there are 6 groups in which the last electron of the element enters in p orbital, and that is why they are called p block elements. So in the periodic table there are 6 groups which are present at the right end of the periodic table. There are 6 groups which belong to p block elements. Then between s and p block, there is in the middle of the periodic table, there are the elements in which the last electron enters d orbital, and that is why they are called d block elements. Clear? So here in this chapter we are going to study D and F block. Now in the periodic table, as I told you, there are two series of elements which are placed separately below the periodic table. In these elements, the last electron enters f orbital, and so they are classified as F block elements. Clear? Now let us first focus on D block elements. These elements, they are also called the bridging elements. Clear? Because they are present between S and P block elements. There is a change, there is a transition in the chemical properties of these elements. Clear? Means their chemical properties changes from S block to P block, and they come in between, and that is why they are called transition elements. Clear? So according to old concept, transition elements have their chemical properties transitional between S and P block. But according to IUPAC, what are called D block elements, they are transition elements, but according to IUPAC, what is the meaning of transition element? These elements, either their atom or most common ion, contains incomplete d orbital. I repeat, according to IUPAC, transition elements are those elements in which atoms in their ground state or their most common ion contain incompletely filled d orbital. Is it clear? So now let us go for the 4 series of transition elements. In the periodic table, the first series of transition elements starts from 4th period. Clear? So in the 4th period, after potassium and calcium, the third element is a scandium. Clear? So the first transition series belongs to 4th period. Second transition series belongs to 5th period. Third transition series belongs to 6th period. And 4th transition series belongs to 7th period of periodic table. Now here you can see first transition series I have written 3D series. Why? Because in the all elements, transition elements of first series, the last electron is present in 3d orbital, and that is why they are called 3d series elements. Clear? Likewise, in the second transition series, the last electron enters in 4d orbital, and that is why all the elements of this series, they are also called 4d transition elements. Clear? So here you can see that. So we also know that 3d, d orbital starts from principal quantum number 3. When principal quantum number is 1, then there is only one type of orbital, and that is s. When we have principal quantum number 2, means the second orbit or the second shell, then in that there are two types of orbitals, s and p. But if we have principal quantum number 3, that is third orbit or third shell, then in that there are three different types of orbitals, s, p and d. So we can say that d orbital starts from principal quantum number 3. Clear? So 3d, 4d, 5d. So from third orbit onwards, there is a d orbital present in every orbit. Clear? And that is why if d orbital is present in a third orbit, it is called 3d orbital. If d orbital is present in fourth orbit, it is called 4d orbital. Clear? Like that. Okay. Now let us see. There are, in the periodic table, there are 4 transition series. Now the first transition series comprises of scandium, Sc, atomic number 21, to zinc, Zn, atomic number 30. So you can see from 21 to 30, so total there are 10 elements which belong to 3d series. We also know that d orbitals are 5 in number, because for d orbital magnetic quantum number has 5 different values, -2, -1, 0, +1 and +2. And in each d orbital, maximum 2 electrons can be accommodated according to Pauli's exclusion principle. And as there are 5 orbitals, 5 d orbitals, total 10 electrons can be accommodated in any d orbital, whether it is 3d or 4d or 5d or 6d. Clear? So here you can see there are total 10 elements from scandium atomic number 21 to zinc atomic number 30. So electrons of these elements will start entering 3d orbital. So the electron configuration of these elements will be 3d1 to 3d10. Clear? So d orbital gets completed at zinc. Then second transition series, in that the first element is tritium. Clear? Y is silent, so it is tritium. Y is the symbol, Z is equal to 39, and the last element is cadmium, Cd, atomic number 48. Then third transition series, which is called 5d series, the first element is lanthanum, symbol is La, atomic number 57, to mercury, the last element of the series, symbol is Hg, and atomic number is 80. Then fourth transition series, which is called 6d series, the first element is actinium, symbol is Ac, Z is equal to 89, and the last element is copernicium. Clear? Copernicium. So Cn is the symbol and atomic number is 112. So you have to remember, see, only first series you have to remember in full. Means all the elements with their name, atomic number, symbol, electronic configuration. All these things you have to remember only for the first series. Second, third and fourth transition series, in that you have to remember only the first and the last element with their name, symbol and atomic number. Is it clear? So the entire chapter is based on the physical, chemical properties and some of the compounds of the first transition series. Clear? Now these transition elements, most of them are metals. Clear? And they include some precious metals like gold, silver, platinum. These three precious metals are included in this series. Clear? Moreover, some industrially important metals like iron, copper, titanium, these metals are also belong to they are also included in transition elements. Clear? So transition elements contain important or precious metals like gold, silver and platinum. Clear? And some industrially important metals like iron, copper and titanium. Clear? So this is important for MCQs. Okay. Now here you can see the general electronic configuration of outermost shell of all these elements, all the four series of transition elements. Their general electron configuration in the outermost shell is n-1, d1 to 10, ns1 to 2. Clear? When we will go for the first transition series, this point will become more clear. Here n-1, d1 to 10. d1 to 10 means electron starts entering in d orbital and it ends with 10 electrons. And ns2 means in ns orbital there can be either 1 or 2 electrons. We know that there can be maximum 2 electrons in any s orbital. Clear? So here ns1 to 2. Now for example, if we take the first transition series. Now in first transition series, as I told you, it belongs to the fourth period. Clear? Fourth period means principal quantum number n is equal to 4. So for the first transition series, the general configuration will be 4s1 to 2. Clear? And here it is 4 minus 1 means 3. So 3d1 to 10, 4s1 to 2. That will be the general configuration of the first transition series. Then second transition series, general configuration will be 4d1 to 2, 4d1 to 10, 5s1 to 2. Clear? Then third transition series, general configuration will be 5d, 5d1 to 10, 6s1 to 2. And the fourth transition series, general configuration of the outermost shell will be 6d1 to 10 and 7s1 to 2. This is how you can remember the outermost configuration. See, this is the general configuration which is common to all the four transition series. But suppose you are asked that what is the general outermost electron configuration for the elements of first transition series, then it will be 3d1 to 10, 4s1 to 2. If you are asked what is the general electron configuration for the outermost shell of fourth transition series, then what you will write? It will be 6d1 to 10, 7s1 to 2. Clear? So if you remember this and what is meant by n-1 and n, then you will be able to write the general configuration for any of the series. Clear? Okay. Now in all the four series, the last elements, that is zinc, cadmium, mercury and copernicium. These four elements, they are not considered as transition elements. Why? As per the definition, transition element is that element whose atom or one of the most common ion contains incompletely filled d orbital. Clear? Now here, if you see the last element of the first series, that is zinc, its configuration is argon 4s2 3d10, means d orbital is complete. Now if atom is having completely filled d orbitals, then we go for the most common ion. The most common ion of zinc is Zn2+. Zn2+ means 2 electrons are lost. So now the configuration, the atomic number is Z is equal to 28. So here the configuration is argon 4s0 3d10. Why it is 4s0? Because see, as per n plus L rule, 4s orbital is lower in energy. That we have studied in 11th standard. For 4s orbital, n is equal to 4 and L is equal to 0. Means n plus L is equal to 4. Here for 3d orbital, n is equal to 3 and L is equal to 2 because it is a d orbital. Clear? So for 3d orbital, n plus L is equal to 5. So n plus L value is lower for 4s orbital. So it is lower in energy. Clear? And that is why according to Aufbau's principle, again this you have studied in previous class. So according to Aufbau's principle, electron has to enter the orbital with lower energy. So after argon, means after 3p6, the next electron will go in 4s orbital, and when 4s orbital is filled up by 2 electrons, now the next electron has to enter in 3d orbital. Clear? So according to n plus L rule and according to the Aufbau's principle, electron first enters 4s orbital. Clear? There is one more reason, and that is screening effect, that we will discuss afterwards. But here at this particular juncture, you can remember that this configuration is written according to Aufbau's principle and n plus L rule. But if you see the position of 4s orbital around the nucleus of an atom, then compared to 3d orbital, 4s orbital is away from the nucleus. So the electron present in 4s orbital is weakly attracted by the nucleus, and that's why when the ion is to be formed from transition elements, then these 4s electrons will be lost first. So when Zn2 plus ion is formed, then configuration becomes argon 4s0 3d10. So here you can see either zinc atom or its most common ion contains completely filled d orbital. So zinc is not transition element. Then cadmium. Here 4d orbital in cadmium atom as well as cadmium ion is completely filled. Similarly mercury. 5d orbital of mercury atom and this mercuric ion is completely filled. Now this mercury, it can exist in 2 different oxidation state, means it can have 2 different ions, Hg plus 1 and Hg plus 2. But I told you the most common ion, so most common ion of mercury is Hg2 plus, and that's why we take into consideration its configuration. So in Hg2 plus, again d orbital is complete. Similarly, the last element, copernicium, here the 6d orbital is completely in the atom, and in the ion also 6d orbital is complete. So in all these 4 elements, when their ions are formed, the electrons are lost from the respective s orbital and not from d orbital. So the electrons in the d orbitals remain as it is, means d orbitals remain completely filled even though the ion is formed. Clear? So neither the atom nor the most common ion of these 4 elements, means the last elements of all the 4 series, they do not contain incompletely filled d orbitals, and that's why as per the definition of transition element, they are not considered as transition elements, but they are d block elements. Why? Because in these elements the last electron is present in the d orbital. Clear? So they are d block elements, but they are not transition elements. So they are present at the end of the series. Clear? So they have completely filled d orbital in atom as well as ion. So they are not transition element, but are end members of the series, and they are d block elements. You can be asked in 2 marks objective type question that mercury is d block element but it is not transition element. Clear? Then you have to write the configuration of both mercury atom and mercuric ion, and then you have to explain, as in mercury atom the last electron is present in a d orbital, so it is a d block element. But according to the IUPAC concept of transition element, either the atom of the element or its most common ion must contain incompletely filled d orbital. But in case of mercury and its most common ion, d orbital is completely filled. So though mercury is a d block element, but it is not transition element.